Travel continues to rebound. According to research from Get Your Guide and Earnest Analytics, U.S. consumer spending on experiences has grown 32% over the last year. That's compared to 2019 levels. So, how can entrepreneurs take advantage of this trend? Joining me now, we've got Johannes Reck, who is the CEO of Get Your Guide, a platform that connects travelers with activities and tour guides. Great to have you here with us, Johannes. So break down what you're seeing in travel spending right now and where and which types of experiences you're seeing consumers lean into.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show, Brad. It's exciting to be here. Get Your Guide is a company that was founded 15 years ago, and we've been on a mission to unlock unforgettable experiences for travelers ever since our inception. That happened on a trip to Beijing in 2009 when I couldn't find a tour guide, and my co-founder Tao showed up in the city, and he became my tour guide and unlocked the city in a way that I could have never done by myself. And ever since then, we've seen a lot of traction in this space. Research indicates that it's a $300 billion market a year, and that's just the beginning of it. The market continues to grow, the market continues to expand, and if you add what people actually are doing on their weekends, it's a $1.7 trillion market. So it's one of these generational shifts where people spend less and less on physical goods and more on experiences. And to your question of what we're seeing in our most recent data, number one is people are turning more and more to online platforms to book experiences. The online platforms are now 2x the size of 2019, so pre-pandemic. And even more so, what we're seeing is that people are really wanting to turn to these platforms to explore their passions. And what we're seeing is that there are different behaviors across the globe. In America, for instance, Americans are really deep into social media, and they will look at multiple social media platforms, 2 to 3 social media platforms before they make a booking. So that's really where they get their validation on the experiences that they want to consume. While in Germany, where I'm sitting today, we are really value conscious. So they will look at, what's the best price. They will, look at the reviews. So we're really seeing that in the data. So there's a lot of differences in behaviors across different countries.
Johannes, just coming back to what you were mentioning a moment ago, because it's so relatable, where you get to that destination and then you start asking questions beyond what you've done in searching for, the different pins that you want to drop or locations you want to go to. You start asking questions to locals who have perhaps grown up there or lived there for a long time, and hey, what should I check out or what should I do? So for entrepreneurs that are trying to tap into that kind of social construct that takes place between locals and people who are visiting, how can they go about creating a gig out of this? And I mean, what should they charge?
Well, look, that's an amazing question. So, look, we've seen, suppliers and supply partners and experience creators flock our platform. And this is even more true post-pandemic than it was pre-pandemic. So this is a real movement now. And we have more than 55,000 experience creators now live on our platform. And today is actually a really important day in the life of our company, because we just launched our fall release, which features completely new features to these type of experience creators. They can now use AI to create products. So you can easily just drop in the link to your website and your entire product is created. We have insights to answer exactly that question that you just asked me on, like what's the right price point? And these insights give you a cue of whether you should add more availability or whether you should increase your price or decrease your price to be competitive in the specific segment that you're offering. But at the end of the day, my big piece of advice to all of the experience creators out there would be to go and innovate and do something new. Where we've seen the biggest success is when people come up with new creative concepts. I give you a very tangible example. In 2018-19, when Instagram really became big in travel, we had people starting to create Instagram experiences on the platform, like this famous Bali Instagram experience, which is now the #1 selling thing in Bali. And then after the pandemic, we had a lot of food-related things that came up, sports-related things that came up, maybe more neighborhood-related things that came up. So I think creativity is really the boundary of what's possible in this market.
Johannes Reck, who is the CEO of Get Your Guide. Congrats on the fall release, and we'll have to check back in the future. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Brett.
Certainly.